Hey, everybody, welcome back to DC Junction. I'm Mike.
And this is Matthew.
I cut him off.
We're ready to go. I'll tell him that story tomorrow when he has time. Let's do this.
What's going on, guys? We are now officially 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 weeks when this
2 weekends.
2 weekends when this drops from James Gunn's Superman. And you know, prior to the movie, we did some predictions. We also did a everything you need to know about James Gunn's DCU going into it, which was cool. But I think we'd be remiss if we didn't go back and revisit, well, what's everything that we can now confirm about James Gunn's DCU now that we've both seen Superman twice, so we can talk about it. We're also going to get a little caught up on everything because we've missed a bunch of other DCU information that's dropped in the last couple of weeks between Superman and me traveling. So we're going to get caught up on all of that. In the meantime, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Got 500 by the end of the year, guys. Come on, we can do it. And make sure you follow us on all social media at DC Junction, right above Matt's head there. We're gonna have a good time. All right, first and foremost, Matt, how you doing, man? Because it's been a while since we've done just like a regular
normal thing,
straight normal. Yeah,
bro, I'm rocking it. I've made a couple big decisions in life that I'm not going to go into right now, but I will drop this. Phantom Hawk Resolute #1 is on Fund My Comic right now. So if you guys like me and like my sense of humor, none of that is in that comic. But if you like cool martial arts action, military, all that kind of stuff, vigilantes, blah, blah, aggity schmaggity, go check out the campaign, whether you want to support it financially or share it or like all the things, whatever you can do, it would be perfect. And that's kind of some changes behind the scenes that I can't discuss right now that are going. And then just, bro, you get to that point where it's like, you know what? Nah, let's do this. So that's what we're doing. What about you, man? How was your trip?
My trip was good. Spent a week in Philly for those who saw on social media, and spent some time in Jersey as well. Had a great time. Checked out a local comic book shop and saw some sights of the historical tourist stuff. Ate my weight in cheesesteaks. Like that wasn't even just like me just being a tourist. Like I unironically that's like my favorite sandwich. And in Philly they do it the first night there I went to a place and I was like I just got in there. I was like I just want a cheesesteak, something simple, and they brought it out to me way too fast. but I forgot I was in the motherland. So I was where it was like, no, this is like hibachi. It's like they've got that stuff ready to go. And it was a toasted bun with just meat and cheese, the most simple thing in the world, and I could have lived in it. So it was great. Had a great time. Saw Superman again while I was there. Went to, for those who follow them on YouTube, I went to Preview's PeachCon. That was a lot of fun. I was a big fan of it. They had they're a big reaction channel I like. That was a ton of fun. So that if by some odd chance there's some crossover there, thank you to Adam and Jay and everybody over at Preview. You guys put on an incredible thing for your fans. That was one of I didn't know what to expect. I wasn't sure what a fan event for YouTubers. How is this going to go? It was a wonderful time. Unironically. Cool. Also, Haddonfield, New Jersey, not Haddonfield, Indiana is where you get murdered. Haddonfield, New Jersey, where I was staying. Can't wait to go back. You are a delightful little slice of America lifted right out of a Hallmark movie that I would love to retire to someday. So had a wonderful time. Nice. We need to get caught up on a bunch of stuff.
Let's plow through it.
So let's get through some quick news. So first and foremost, the first promo poster for Supergirl was released about a few days after Superman. I won't put it up here on screen because I think we've all seen it at this point. But it is. First I got to put up our news. Yeah.
Breaking.
The other one, I accidentally deleted the other one, I guess. The other one's gone. I think I got to make a new one. So then the first post for Supergirl came up, which I showed it to you. I love that it's very much like, okay, we did look up. Cool. Like we had the Hope Corps. Now we had the likable punk rock, and now I think with Supergirl's movie, we're gonna get just straight up punk rock.
Yes.
I feel like this Kara and Lois would be best friends.
Well, I think too, like this makes it because they're going this route with the version of Supergirl from Supergirl Man of Tomorrow or Woman of Tomorrow with the drinking and all that. I think it just makes it she is more her own character. It's not just female Superman. This is a completely different personality, blah blah. And I think that's where I like that because
That's a good point.
yeah, if you're just gonna like, oh, here's the same movie, but it's a girl doing all the same things. It's not the same.
That's a good point. That's a hard thing to do. That's a hard thing to do with Supergirl. The Arrowverse Supergirl show was hit and miss. The second season was actually pretty good, but they did run into a problem a lot of times where it was like, this is a Superman story that we are doing with Supergirl. Kind of the thing they did with Arrow, where it was like, this is a Batman story that we're doing with Green Arrow. So it's how do you not fall into and Woman of Tomorrow, love it or hate it, is a different enough book that you can use as a basis for nothing else, just your characterization of Supergirl. So but that's coming 2026. We have not had confirmation of this, but where there's smoke there's fire. James Gunn has only ever confirmed that Peacemaker was going to be at the next Comic-Con, since that's just for timing reasons. But in the last week or so, DC's been buying up a lot of trademarks for things, Mr. Terrific and so on and so forth. And the buzz is that they might be dropping some stuff for Supergirl not at the next Comic-Con, but the one after it. New York Comic-Con, I think, is the next one. San Diego's next. I think New York is the one after it. So we might see some Supergirl at New York Comic-Con, but right now it's just going to be Peacemaker at San Diego.
I think that makes sense. It's something, and we'll probably get more into this here in a second, is like I think everybody, including Warner Brothers, has been waiting to see what happens to Superman. Now that it is success. It is a success.
Like like David Zaslav, the head of Warner Brothers, like the guy that hired James Gunn, has gone on the record and said, we are very happy with how Superman is performing. This is the guy that axed Batgirl for a tax write-off. So if he's happy with it, we should all be happy with it.
Yeah. It is now that level where
it's still it's going to lose. The only reason it's going to not stay number one at the box office is because Fantastic Four is coming out. If Fantastic Four wasn't the next movie coming out, it would stay at number one at the box office.
See, I'm really curious what happens next weekend.
It's going to so not this coming weekend when
because obviously Fantastic Four.
We're recording this Wednesday night, and this comes out Friday afternoon. So we won't know what Fantastic Four's box office looks like till this coming Monday. So that's a very good point. I'm really curious to see what the 30th, Friday, August 1st. I'm curious what August 1st's
is Superman going to come back? Are they going to stay the same?
Yeah, because early reviews are out for Fantastic Four. I haven't looked at them yet.
No, I haven't.
Fantastic Four is one of those ones I want to go into as blind as possible because I've got kind of a thorn in my side with that property. So,
well, and but all that to say is I think because it is a success. Again, what I was going to say earlier,
I think as of right now it's crossed $500 million. I think it's over 500 million right now.
Don't throw numbers.
I know.
Just no. Look, it's a success. It's not a gangbusters $1 billion thing, but it's a success. What they wanted.
It didn't make a life-changing, world-altering amount of money, but it did well enough for them to make another one.
Well, and this is where that thing of what we've been saying is everything has been on hold the past couple months because they're okay, let's see what happens. This has done well enough that now Supergirl. Now we're going to get Supergirl stuff, even though we didn't get Superman trailers until 4 or 5 months out. You're going to start seeing Supergirl. You're going to start seeing Peacemaker.
Well,
They have
we know that.
fast-tracked a Wonder Woman project.
Well, and we're going to get to that in a sec.
Yes.
We'll debate the fast trackiness of that in a sec.
Well,
but all we know is that they just finally have a writer attached. Somebody turned in a script that James liked, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, Superman continues to be number 2 at the box office. And there's also, and there's a pretty strong rumor going around. This is one of those that it might hit VOD pretty early. Like they might give it the post-COVID treatment of 45 days in theaters and then put it on at least paid VOD. Not for nothing, because Peacemaker's coming out, but also Warner Brothers is just kind of like, well, then, hey, if it's not going to do anything else at the box office, let's throw it at home where people are going to.
Depending on how. Yeah, I think what the legs are like, how it does over the next several weeks. We'll just have to see what it does. But I think that's the thing, is like now we're already starting to see other things being talked about. And I think that is definitely the telltale sign of everybody's happy. Now James Gunn gets to do whatever he wants.
Yeah. The boss is the money is happy. The fans are happy. The critics are happy. Yes, there will always be people that are unhappy, and there were people walking out of my second screening.
Oh gosh,
who were just like, it was fine.
Yeah,
and it's like, yeah, guys, that's okay.
Yeah,
that's okay. So and there were people who loved it. There were people who hate it, and there were people who were just like, hey, you know what? It wasn't for me, and that's okay. Yeah, that's fine. But
nothing wrong with that.
But nothing wrong with that. You brought this up, so let's go ahead and hop into it. So yeah, Anna Nagira has been attached to write the new Wonder Woman movie for DC Studios. Now, in the week or so leading up to Superman, when all the premieres were happening, a lot of pundits got to go have like sit down one-on-ones with James Gunn and just pick his brain. Real Rejects got to do it. A bunch of them. That was the main one I remember. And so we got a lot from that. And one of the things he touched on was that, you know, he still very much got the Trinity at heart. He's like, obviously you can't do DC without the Trinity. Yes, we're doing Superman. He's like, but Batman and Wonder Woman are a priority. Like, I don't want anyone to think they're not. It's just a matter of get me a script. Well, Anna Nagira, who is already written next year's Supergirl and has been rumored to working on Titans for DC for James Gunn, has been attached to write Wonder Woman. Now, she is not writing Paradise Lost. We haven't heard anything else about that, honestly. I don't know what's going on with that, if anything, but but they are moving forward, it looks like, with Wonder Woman. There was a report that it had been fast-tracked, but James Gunn straight up said, no, it's a priority, but he wouldn't call it fast-tracked. As usual, nothing is going to be shot unless we're as sure as we can be that the script is good. So I have no reason to not trust him anymore. We have like all doubt is out the window. So
but I mean, that also says a lot for what they have thought of Supergirl. If now this girl's doing Wonder Woman,
if they liked her script enough to take it to film with a movie for Supergirl, and then they were like, what else you got? Because Anna Nagira, like, she is an actress, but she's also been a very experienced writer. She's written 2 plays, and she's not clearly knows this stuff. Like, clearly she is in this world. If James Gunn's wanting her to play around in the same sandbox as likes of Grant Morrison. So Wonder Woman, you know, there's a lot of rumors going around about castings that James Gunn has been debunking left and right, because there was one where he followed some actors on Instagram. But the people who are like keeping tabs on who other people are following on Instagram,
that's a bit much.
Can we knock that off?
Yeah.
Like that creeps me out. Okay. That's odd. That needs to stop. But even he was like, she followed me first. I followed her back. We've known it. It's like, because I follow somebody doesn't mean I'm putting them in the DCU. Guys.
Don't create something that's not there. Like, please calm down.
So obviously that means Wonder Woman is and we've been hearing rumblings about a Batman script, but we've been hearing rumblings about Batman script for months. Well, speaking of Batman, I'll knock this one out. McFarlane Toys has announced a Batman v Superman Batmobile project. They are currently doing a crowdfunding where you can get to help get the next the McFarlane BVS Batmobile with attachable Justice League canon parts and stuff that your actual that Batman can go inside of. And then if you so that's cool. Not a paid promo. It's just like, hey, you like collectibles. I apparently like collectibles now. So
hey man, that Batman Forever, as much as I'm not the biggest fan of that Batman Forever Batmobile, that Lego set looks dope as hell.
Not bad. Not bad. And then DC has actually been crushing it from their own podcast standpoint, not just because of us, but I mean, we're pretty good. But they've got the DC Showcase podcast on Max and on YouTube, and apparently they're now doing a Peacemaker official podcast with James Gunn that will launch on July 24th. So
interesting.
We may have to check that out. James Gunn. When I saw Superman the second time, they showed a trailer for Peacemaker in front of it that I had not seen. Okay. And it looks like we're really gonna be playing with the multiverse stuff this season.
Okay.
Like because we got that little tease of it in the first trailer at the end.
Yeah.
And it looks like no, that might actually be kind of what this season's about. And I think because James Gunn said in one of those interviews we mentioned earlier before we get into our main topic here that like everyone thinks Superman is the kickoff for the DCU. He's like, but the big like greater DCU, like he's like, you want to watch Peacemaker season 2 for that, which has me going, really?
Yeah. What are you setting up?
Because I read that and then I saw that new trailer with all this extra multiverse stuff, and then that just kind of had me going, oh, what is he talking about? So that's coming up soon. So we'll keep an eye out for that. All right, let's get into it. That's all the kind of and I don't know if we ever report on this, but they did finish filming on Lanterns, so that's cool. All right, let's get into the main thing, which is, so what do we know really and truly about James Gunn's DCU? What do we actually know now? Now, New Rockstars did the granddaddy of all breakdowns. How they got some of that footage usable is beyond me. Unless they were just in the theater just going with the camera. But went and saw it 1,000 times to get the clips they needed. But so let's start with right at the beginning. Like we get established like superheroes, metahumans, gods and monsters have existed for 300 years in this world ish. Mm-hmm. And you didn't really notice it. I saw it the second time, but there's the mural inside the Hall of Justice. By the way, guys, spoilers.
Yes. Or Superman.
It's been 2 weeks.
And Creature Commandos.
It's been 2 weeks. It looks like there was a JSA at some point with a Wildcat and a Jay Garrick, as well as a plethora of other heroes. So we haven't had a Justice League, but we've had a JSA. And so there's clearly, in the most minute ways, lots of lore already built into this DCU. Again, that statement of this is a world where if you saw a giant shark person walking down the street, it wouldn't be the weirdest thing that week. Yeah, we get that. This is a world where weird shit just exists. You had some Batman stuff tingling in the back of your brain that you wanted to bring up from this, right?
I mean, a little bit, yeah, because the thing I noticed, I mean, he talks about it. Guy Gardner has a gold tooth.
Right.
So the only reason to have a gold tooth is if somebody knocked it out. So that is a very famous.
Yeah, it is. Oh my God. Yes.
That Batman knocked Guy Gardner out with one punch. So I think that means that they've met him. At least Guy Gardner has met Batman.
Huh.
So
I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility.
Look,
there's also a chance he just has a gold tooth because he was an ex-cop, but That is
I
kind of
mean,
a cop thing, but I don't hate that idea. I honestly don't hate that idea at all. I
I
wouldn't mind something about like, yeah, the bat gave him that gold tooth, or yeah, like a throwaway line. Yeah. Oh,
well, and
that's a
that's the
good
thing is,
theory. I like that.
if you think about it, is Creature Commandos technically takes place before this.
Yeah.
Dr. Phosphorus.
Phosphorus
Batman's been around
for what, 15 years at least?
15,
At
15
least.
years at least. So he's been around. He's out there somewhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that was what made me go like, oh, he's run into him. That's
Yeah.
probably where that comes from.
Well,
so I think that's cool as hell.
Well, and something even more direct is the fact that we see during one of the final action sequences a highway sign for Gotham City in Metropolis. It's right there on screen. It's like a blink, you'll miss it, but yeah.
And that does mean there is zero chance Robert Pattinson's the Batman of DCU.
Not a chance. Not a chance whatsoever.
He's in year 2.
Let it go. Let
Batman
it go.
of DCU, year 15.
But guys, what if they fold the multiverse and shut up and let it go? It's not happening. Just move it.
It'd be not neat. I don't think it would work.
I don't think it would work. I just don't think it would work.
Yeah, but
and this goes to something James Gunn said, where he's like, James Gunn's not interested in doing campy, jokey, kiddie Batman. Like he doesn't want to necessarily do Matt Reeves, but he's gonna make it a serious attempt at Batman.
Yeah.
So, but that's really all you get. But there are some other things we like. Well, also, I mean, Stag Industries is established in this. Honestly, Element Man, Metamorpho, we see his wife, who is the daughter of Simon Stagg. So yeah, greater DCU stuff very much at play here. Very much at play here. We also get a very clear understanding of where the world is at with metahumans.
Yes.
Which is they, despite 300 years, still haven't fully figured out how to coexist in a way.
Yes.
That makes them happy. It's odd.
Yeah.
It's very much like, not to invoke comparison, but it's very Civil War, very post Age of Ultron kind of Avengers sort of thing. Like, yeah, like you said, it's like the metahumans are calling the shots now with global policy. Like, yeah, what do we do when these heroes start getting involved in the jar and pour conflict? Like, what do we do?
Yeah, there's nothing you can do. That's where they're metahumans.
We also see pretty clearly on, I mean, through a cameo for sure with Peacemaker on TV, but like, in the way that people are questioning metahumans are involved in politics, they're also still very much just a part of society. I mean, he has Peacemaker on a talk show and talks to him as Chris.
Yeah,
like, it's a whole thing. It's fascinating. I was talking to a buddy of mine at work about it who only saw it once, and he was like, it's a little hard to get what's going on. I was like, you got to watch it a second time.
Yeah.
And we brought this up in our review as of it, maybe that's a detriment to the movie, as that they could have used a few extra minutes to let some stuff breathe. But, we are kind of plopped into a world where things are already going on. And one of the things we gather from that is that, yeah, they've been here 300 years. We're figuring out where they fit into society. But at the same time, there almost seems to be like a fear coming from the metahumans, where it's like they're almost like afraid. And that mural of the JSA and everything on the background almost has me wondering, did something happen? Like think like the beginning of The Incredibles, where like there's like a terrible day, and then the next thing you know, heroes are kind of put out to pasture for a while. So that almost kind of has me wondering, like, we've clearly had a big, I dare say, international organization of superheroes with the JSA at some point in this world. Why is that gone?
Yeah,
that was the question that had me going. I was like, why did that go away? If heroes have been around this long, it makes me feel like something happened.
Or maybe they just retired. Who knows?
I'll give you that too, but yeah, I'm really curious to see. I definitely think this movie opened the door for more questions to be answered than it did answer, but it still answered quite a bit. I think we also know that this is a world that just I guess insurance premiums aren't a thing, because the amount of damage that gets done even when Superman is trying is I don't know.
I mean, I think that the big thing was like, talking about like this is a world where metahumans exist. Just even looking at the Justice Gang compared to how Superman operates, it looks like, especially how they are, is like most of them kind of operate under whatever thing they're part of. The Justice Gang is Maxwell Lord, so unless he probably tells them to do something, who knows if they do anything. So the fact that Superman is the one who is not, he is acting of his own accord. He is not part of any team. He's not answering to anybody. It's kind of what the interview at the beginning is like, oh, you're just doing it. And I think that's where you get into that whole where, if the Justice Society of America existed, maybe they were like, well, you guys won't let us do what we want. We're done. Or maybe they all got killed in some battle. Like, there's no telling. But I do like that what this allows, because I think the MCU kind of got caught in the idea of Iron Man is your first hero.
Yeah.
There's gaps of time where there's nobody. Like Captain America's gone. You kind of snuck Captain Marvel in, but I don't know if that really worked. But I think that with this, now you can easily come and do a period piece superhero movie of the JSA from the, I mean, it's kind of weird to think about they would be from the 90s. If they were 20 years ago or the 80s.
Well, they don't say when they were. They just say that at one point they existed. That's all we know. Yeah. So,
but you can have superheroes from the 60s. You could have them from the 1800s.
You mentioned the Maxwell Lord Tech Justice guy thing. It gives me Mystery Men vibes, where remember he's like they're sponsored, financed by the Lord Tech Corporation. It's also kind of like what we've dealt with in a post Endgame MCU of like in the Falcon the Winter Soldier, when he's trying to get a loan for the boat, and the guy's like, well, you have no reported income for the last 5 years, and his sister's like, he didn't exist for the last 5 years. Or where they're like, by the way, how do you guys actually get paid? And he's like, it's complicated. It's like, yeah, that is a good question. It's like, yeah, do you guys get a paycheck?
Yeah.
So it is that question. It's like, yeah, like we see, because I saw it again the other day, I noticed Hawkgirl's in like a college dorm. She's got like textbooks on her shelf.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just like an apartment.
No, she's like in she might be an apartment, but either way, she's like clearly like in college. Yes. Mr. Terrific is a billionaire genius tech guy, but like obviously to have their resources in operation, the Hall of Justice and all that, like that, the money's going to come from somewhere. So, it in very little minute ways, we're getting an idea of kind of how this world seems to operate. And also I remember you brought up something with it's interesting that when you mentioned, it was interesting that Lex kind of doesn't get away with it at the end. Upon second watching, I noticed he went to Bel Rev.
Yes.
Not Iron Heights, not Arkham. He went to the prison where they're keeping the creature commandos.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine why we would.
He's a supervillain. You put all supervillains in Belle Reve. I mean, I have no idea.
But it just kind of makes me wonder. It's like that could just be. It's like you could have used any other DC prison name. You could have used one from Metropolis.
Yeah.
Specifically Belle Rev, when we know that there's already a strong connection. So I feel like there is a chance from a voiceover perspective, we might see a Lex Luthor cameo in season 2 of Creature Commandos, which James Gunn confirmed the other day he is actually not writing.
Or
so he said somebody else is going to be writing it, not him.
Or it could just be Waller and Luthor will be working together for a Cadmus situation. That is how it happens in everything else.
That's what I'm saying is like that could be like, because we still know there's a Waller show out there in the ether coming at some point. So maybe that's, it's, again, it puts us in a really interesting position for not just where Superman's going to go from here, like, you know, with the Bizarro setup and all that, like sure, but just where the DC, again, you take your Superman villain, you put him in a place where we've already established in this canon and that we know we're going to return to, opens the door to see him again. Say you can place people in place. You know, we know that Guy Gardner is going to show up in Lanterns again.
Yeah.
And apparently dropping just all the F-bombs. We know Supergirl's movie. So we got everything set up for where we're going to go next without sacrificing the story of Superman, and also got a lot of neat little breadcrumbs for just where we can expand outwards without committing necessarily to anything just yet.
Well, and I think like the last thing I think I kind of say on this, and if we got to go, but is like, given that you've established Batman is out there, given that you've established all these superheroes, that means everybody's out there.
Everyone's
the Flash is out there. Green Arrow's out there.
You know, the Green Arrow we don't know yet. I would assume so, but we know that there is for sure, outside of just the 4 or 5 superheroes in this movie, there is a greater world of heroes out there. Obviously, the people at the Pentagon wouldn't be talking about the metahumans if it was just 4 of them in Metropolis.
Yes. Yeah. So, and I mean it more like, I'm not saying that's a guarantee, but you could easily have Green Arrow shows up and we already know heroes exist. We don't have to, his movie doesn't have to be his origin. He can just show up in a Batman movie, and he's been Green Arrow for 5 years, and Batman's been Batman for 10. I mean more of just like, you now are in this world where every movie doesn't have to be an origin.
Honestly, even just the Justice Gang itself, the fact that like it's an independent organization. Yes, it's funded by Lord Tech, but as we know from the preview for Peacemaker season 2 and just from the end of the movie, they're just bringing people in as they want to. Superman was either not offered a position or didn't want a position. Metamorpho gets tagged on at the end. Who's to say that like the next time the Justice Gang shows up, there's just not another member swap out? It's like, Isabella Merced was busy filming season 3 of The Last of Us, so Hot Girl quit because she was tired of guys' bullshit, and we replaced her with Green Arrow or whoever.
Vixen,
you know? Condiment King. Who cares? It could be anybody. We didn't get the thing about Superman is it was still Superman's movie.
Yes.
But it gave us enough to let us know that there is still a greater DC world out there that we're going to get to explore. Clayface is coming. Supergirl's coming. Lanterns is coming. More Creature Commandos is coming. Other projects, Wonder Woman's clearly coming now. We have a script attached, Peacemaker season 2. So lots more coming. I can't wait for this movie to come out on streaming so we can see it again and continue to pick it apart. And let us know down in the comments what else, some other things that maybe, we only covered a few of them. There is so many more. Obviously, let us know down below what you guys thought. While you're at it, please subscribe to the channel. And also follow us on all social media at DC Junction, right above Matt's head. You can follow me on social media at Mr. Mike Shea.
You can follow me across all social media at The Hustle Man.
That is going to do it for here on DC Junction. We'll see you guys again next time.
Bye-bye.